Hey guys, it's Lightning Flash here, and I just thought I'd give you a late summer update on the mature American chestnut trees. We found two smaller trees down the hill from the mature ones. So that is very great news, and let's just get into that right now. All right guys, so we were just looking around a little bit, and we found another American chestnut. Not very big, probably, I don't know, what would you say, 12 feet, 15 feet?
Taller than that.
Probably a little taller than that. Not exactly sure. But it's not too far away from the other ones. I knew there was more in here. There would have to be more in here because those trees have been at sexual maturity for a while. So this one is obviously long away from sexual maturity, but it's cool to see. It has a big hole right there it can get up in. So hopefully this one can produce pollen in a few years. Looks like it's a pure American chestnut. Try to show you the leaves. Yeah, I don't know, because the leaves on the other one are longer, but it looks like an American chestnut. Because as you can see, the leaves over here are a lot longer the more it gets sun, so just the sun can change the shape of the leaves. But it's a very cool find and very rare find. These are much healthier than the ones we found at the other location. These are off the trail from, or down the hill from the pure American chestnuts, the mature ones that we found. So these are obviously the offspring of it. All right, let me show you another smaller one we found around the same area. All right, so we're going up the hill a little bit. We have another American chestnut here. This one obviously has blight all over it, but it is doing really good with the blight, surprisingly. Looks like it's fighting back. As you can see, these cracks look like they're healed. So these trees definitely have some type of tolerance. Hopefully it's as good as the parent trees. It just looks like they're closing up every crack that appears. Probably should do some mud packing on this to slow the spread. Good thing is the other tree is like right over there, so these can easily pollinate each other in the future. This tree is another American chestnut. Pretty sure they're pure, because there's not really any way for the pollen, because there's some Chinese way over there, but I don't think there's any way for the pollen to get the whole way up back behind me, another what, 1,000 feet,
something like that.
So yeah, these are, I'm like, I don't know, I'd say 80% sure these are American chestnuts. The leaves do look different because of the way the sun is, which I have been told by others. As you can see, when there's more sun to them, the longer the leaves are. But this tree is doing really good. The other one had no sign of blight on it. This one has a lot of sign of blight, but it's taking it very well. It's just taking it really well. So hopefully it can hold out. I did not know these were here till now. We looked before, but apparently we're dumb because they were right under our noses. You want to close up right there. Also, Chinese chestnuts do not grow like this. This upright growing pattern is obviously American. Gives you a little bit of close-up of the leaves. All right, and now I'm gonna get on to the mother trees. So we got these two right here. That makes me very happy for the future of breeding, and maybe someday we can sell nuts to you guys. All right, so here we are at this tree, which I said in the last update I made on it that it was dead. The top is dead, but it has a lot of offshoots on it. People have told me before to cut it off, which I don't know about doing that because I'm not that skilled with a chainsaw, and there's a lot of other stuff they could land on. I mean, obviously none of this stuff matters compared to this, but not something I really would want to do. Maybe in the future, but it's growing up right now, just growing limbs up like this. So I would say it's functionally dead, but it's trying to do something. But see all this right here? I have no idea what to do with this tree yet. But it's trying to grow limbs up. It's on that one side, but this side is completely dead, as you can see. It tried to fight back against the blight for years on years, so this tree probably had blight for 10 years, but it eventually has lost the fight. All right, let's get on to the healthy trees. All right, guys, so here we are at the healthy tree. It's still very healthy, as you can see. No blight that is actually doing anything. All the cracks that have started, as I can see up there, have closed up. So this tree, I would say, like I've been saying, it is blight tolerant. Not resistant, but tolerant. Very healthy tree. There are birds at the top, but it cannot pollinate because obviously the other tree died. And the little one that I'll show you in a little bit is not able to pollinate yet. So let's just walk over here and I'll get a close up. This is worrying me a little bit because it's leaning a little bit, but this oak is pretty straight. I was thinking maybe, I don't know if this is a dumb idea or not, but hooking a ratchet strap up there, not putting too much tension on it, just in case this tree goes to move, it's caught by this oak so it can't tip over, which I don't know if it's gonna tip over, but it possibly could. And I don't want this thing to tip over at least for like 5 or 6 years till I can get nuts off it from that other little tree. So as you can see, the canopy's looking really good. All these cracks that were started that I was worried about with blight have closed up. As you can see, they have shut. So this tree obviously has some kind of fight left in it. More than a fight left in it. Last time I showed you this deep cut crack right here where there was blight, but it is healed up nicely. Nothing really that worries me on the tree. I don't see any blight that's actually doing anything. So it's a good update. It's survived another year and it's still doing great. It has definitely grown a lot this year. It is growing a lot this year, but it's doing great. So let's get on to the little tree that is close by that hopefully can pollinate it someday. One last view from the bottom to the top, slowly, because people complain that I'm not slow enough. Then I'll give you a zoom in right here. You can see there's a bunch of birds up there. They're obviously not going to be pollinated because there's no pollen around, unless it could somehow pollinate itself, which I don't think is possible. All right, let's get into the last tree and one of the most important trees here. The most important tree here for the future. Okay guys, here's the most important tree because eventually it can pollinate the other tree. As you can see, as we go up, this tree has gotten quite tall this year. It is almost to that hole up there. Obviously it needs time to grow more. So as you can see, this maple right here is in the way, and we chopped the crap out of it with a machete, and it is still not dead, sadly. We'll have to go at it again and try to get these maples dead because they are in the way of this tree reaching sunlight. And with maybe some divine intervention over here, this oak that was blocking a lot of sunlight somehow broke over. This was kind of like leaning a little bit. I didn't expect this to fall at all, but it fell. So now there's going to be a lot more sunlight for our little buddy over here. And over here, this other maple that is in the way of the tree reaching sunlight. We chopped around it and it's still not dead. I guess maples just hold moisture a long time. So that's good that that's out of the way. I don't know what to do with that. That's probably just going to sit there forever until it falls, but hopefully this one dies soon and then we get that other one dead and this tree can go right up through that hole right there with nothing stopping it. Let's go over here and look at the base of the tree. This tree definitely has blight like all over it, like these little cracks. I'm pretty sure are blight, and when they're orange you can tell they're blight, but nothing to be worried about yet. Yep, nothing to be worried about, but it's growing really good, and soon enough it will be through that hole up there since we have these maples out of the way. All right guys, so this tree should be able to pollinate next year, I'm hoping, since these two maples right here will be out of the way. And that oak somehow fell magically, or maybe God did it because he wanted this to be able to produce nuts. So this tree is doing good. It has grown probably like 3 or 4 feet this year. So hopefully next year it'll be able to pollinate our healthy tree that's behind me about 30 feet, 20 feet, maybe less than that. It's very close by. So hopefully this can pollinate someday and we will have some nuts. As always, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate the support on my chestnut videos. Hope you'll watch my other videos. If not, that's okay. Just watch my chestnut videos. It's greatly appreciated. Hopefully soon that little tree will be able to pollinate this one, and those 2 trees down over the hill about 1,000 feet will be able to pollinate each other. So we have multiple future, what would I say, plans. I don't know what the word would be. But a lot of stuff for the future. So these trees can take care of themselves and we can get nuts and hopefully bring back the American chestnut with the genetics of these trees. Very, very healthy trees. Okay guys, as always, don't forget to drop a like on this video, hit that notification bell and subscribe for more content. watch that playlist wherever it may be, watch that recommended video. And as always, keep electrified. I'll see y'all later.